One, first and foremost, I'd like to give all honor and glory and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechak Vadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to all the Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth with 144% sincerity, to the men, women, and children listening and learning, and to the Bayis Shetapadat, the house of David. Amaya Shetad, with men of valor, Las Vegas camp, coming to you through the will and power of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, as well as you speckled birds whose father's line goes back. You are the true children of Israel that the Bible speaks of. Salvation belongeth unto you and you alone. All right, I have a lesson for you today. Lord willing, to be edifying, uplifting unto the body. All right, we're actually going to start here. Salaki, I don't have a name, title for this lesson, but Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai will provide it. All right, but we're going to start here in the book of 2nd Esdras. It's going to be chapter 6. And we're going to start at verse 7. And it reads, Then answered I and said, What shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? All right, so hey, as you know, that Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, he does everything according to his will and according to his plan. All right, as he has seasons for everything. All right, as he has ages for everything. And this is we are coming to the ending of this particular age. All right, the ending of our punishment for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, as well as you speckled birds whose father's line goes back. All right, and Salaki, if I didn't say it, hey, we give double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. All right, for continuing to teach us this truth. All right, and all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai for setting the men up over us. Okay, but continuing and going back into the lesson here in 2nd Esdras, chapter 6 and verse 7, or verse 8, and it reads, And he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born, of him Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. All right, so Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai gave an indication of when that time and when that age is. All right, as you will continue to see as these prophecies are flying, leaping off the page. All right, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is making it plain upon tables, ever so apparent that you could see what his will and what his purpose is. All right, and where we are in prophecy. Okay, these prophecies are telling on themselves, speaking and yelling and screaming out who the wicked is, who the chosen are. All right, if you have the ears to hear and you have the eyes to see, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is putting it in plain sight. All right, but now he's making it ever more so plain upon tables. All right, so there will be no excuse. Okay, let's go back here. This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 6 and verse 9, and it reads, For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right, so here it is. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai says, Jacob, all right, is the beginning of that followeth. Knowing and understanding it is going to be our time to rule. All right, when Yahweh sent his only begotten son, Yahweh Shai, back. All right, that we may obtain that which Yahweh Shai has obtained. What is that? Eternal life. All right. Hey, our punishment is but a moment. All right. And now Yahweh is about to send his only begotten son that we may receive that eternal life. Okay. All right. So Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is going to be the one to bring this age to an end. Okay. Let me go ahead and read it again. Straight through from the beginning. This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 6, and verse Salaki in verse 7, and it reads, Then answered I and said, What shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born, of him Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right, so now Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has told you exactly, when the start of that age is. All right, and now we are at the end. All right, fastly approaching the age, the ending age of Esau Edom's. All right, queendom. All right, his rulership. Okay, and this is why. Okay, because Esau. All right. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and get it, Salakia. All right, it's going to be here. Let's start in the book of Genesis. It's going to be Genesis chapter 36. And let's start at verse 8, and it reads, Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. All right. So it goes to show exactly who is talking about yet again. All right. Beginning. All right. As it said in the book of Second Esdras. Okay. And I'll read it one more time. And I'll read the last verse. Second Esdras chapter 6 and verse 9. And it reads, For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right. Now, going back here to Genesis chapter 36 and verse 8, and it reads, Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. And these are the generations of Esau, the father of Edomites, in Mount Seir. Verse 10, These are the names of Esau's sons. Eliphaz, the son of Adah, the wife of Esau. Reuel, the son of Bashmath, the wife of Esau. All right. And the son of Elphrez were Teman, Omaraz, Zephon, and Gatam, and Kenza. All right. Salakia, if I butchered those names. All right. Verse 12. And Timnah was concubine to Elphrez. All right. So the concubine, the handmaid, all right, goes to show once again, this is an ancient tradition that men have multiple wives, especially the men of Israel. All right. Continuing on, it's another topic. Lord willing, I do a lesson on it. Esau's sons, Esau's sons, and she bare Elphrez Amalekite. All right, these were the sons of Adon, Esau's wife. All right, so here gives the account, all right, of that generation, of that people. All right, that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai continues to go and tell us, all right, who was the end of the world. Esau, all right, is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of that that followeth. Okay, we're going to go over here to go and show that the fall is Esau. All right, Esau and his lineage and his line, all right, do not have the favor of the Most High. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and his only begotten Son. All right. This is going to be here in the book of Exodus, and it's going to be chapter 17. I'm going to start here at verse 14, and it reads, Salakia. And it reads, And Yahweh Bashem Yahushai said unto Moses, Write this for a memorial in a book, and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua, for I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from from under heaven, right? So here it is, Yahweh Shem Yahushai said he will put out the remembrance of Amalek, all right, which goes back into the lineage of Esau, Edom, okay? So he said he would put out the remembrance, that they would be no more. Continuing on, and Moses built an altar and called the name of it, Yahweh Nisi, all right? For he said, because Yahweh hath sworn that Yahweh will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. All right. So this was a oath that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai had took. All right. This is an oath that he has taken up against Esau Edom. All right. Against his heritage. All right. He said war from generation to generation. None will escape. All right. From the house of Esau Edom. His word, Salakia, his word will be performed. All right. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is not a man that he should lie, nor the son of man. Okay. So understand what it is that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is saying unto these devils. All right. What he's saying unto you out there, you brothers and sisters who believe upon the truth of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right. Calling and praising the holy name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right. There's these people right here that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has a righteous indignation for. Okay. Continuing on, we're going to jump here to the book of Ecclesiastes, and it's going to be chapter 3 and verse 14, and it reads, I know that whatsoever the power doeth, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai doeth, it shall be forever. All right. So what he has already deemed necessary, and what he has deemed a just and true, it will stand forever. So that oath that he has made, to continue it through war with generation, war from generation to Esau Edom, all right, to Amalek, all right, he's going to make good on that promise. That very promise that he made, he will not renege on. He will continue it until his house is destroyed, as he has promised. Okay? Continuing on, nothing can be put to it, nor anything taken from it. Right? Nothing can be added to it. Nothing can be taken from it. It is already deemed what Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has deemed it to be. All right? And the house of Esau Edom, is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right? So, the blessing, belongs to the nation of Israel. Okay? Starting with the 144,000 elect men. Starting with Yahushai. All right? Continuing on. And the power, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, doeth it that men should fear before him. All right? He set this up so you could fear him. All right? Everybody, but especially you, Jake. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, as well as you speckled birds whose father's line goes back. It is Yahweh Bashem Yahushai who truly wants to make sure that you fear him and understand the blessing, the gift, and the curse that was all given unto you. All right? You were put in this low case to make sure that you understand this is not the way to live, but that also you are to be judges and that you are to do it correctly. All right? And you are to do it by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's word. All right? Continuing on, verse 15, and it reads, that which hath been is now, and that which is to be hath already been. And the power, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, required that which is past. All right? So the requirement that he required Esau Edom, to be decimated and to be a desolation, and then his name would be remembered no more, and his house would be remembered no more, has already happened spiritually. Now it's time to play out on the physical aspect of it. All right? Hardcore, rigorous bondage is what this devil is about to go into. All right? 1,000 years of captivity. 1,000 years of what the world has called for the children of Israel to go through. All right, free labor. All right, this is exactly what they are going to get. They are going to get an abundance of employment. an abundance of free labor. All right. But yet, hey, they will still be treated better than they had treated us here. Okay. It will all be in righteousness. And this is the will and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right. Remember, hey, this is already this has already been done spiritually. Now it's manifesting physically. Okay. So this devil's physical torment, hey, is about to come to pass. He is about to have to deal with the things that he has set up for himself. Okay. This is going to be here in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 8. Slakia, chapter 8 and verse 11, and it reads, because sentence against an evil work is not expedient, is executed speedily. Slakia is not executed speedily. Therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Right, because you didn't receive the judgment right away. You thought you were going to get off. All right. That is let's just call it human nature. All right. Human nature, all right, dictates you to say, oh, well, nobody seen me. All right. I got away with it. All right. Nobody seen me, so it doesn't matter. All right. But Yahweh Shem Yahushai sees you. All right. He sees everyone. He not only sees the sons of God, but he sees the sons of the man, and he sees the sons of the wicked, the three classifications of men. All right. So know that, hey, nothing is hidden from the eyes of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay. Verse 12, and it reads, though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear the power Yahweh Shem Yahushai, which fear before him. Right. So those who fear Yahweh Shem Yahushai, all right, which are truly, really, truly, all right, is going to be, hey, the Israelites. All right. And that's the elect of the nation of Israel, who truly fear Yahweh Shem Yahushai right now, who understands his prophecies, who understands his judgments. Okay. That is true fear. All right. The other people are just floating through this life, not really having true fear, but having an inkling of fear. All right. But Yahweh Shem Yahushai is about to turn that thing that is upside down right side up. So you can have that healthy fear of Alashadya. All right. That demon-like power that is going to be presented unto you. All right. That is going to meet you at the forefront. Hey, meet you at your doorstep. Okay. Verse 13, and it reads, but it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall prolonging his days, which are as a shadow, because he feareth not before the power Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right, and Yahweh Shem Yahushai says as a shadow. All right, and what is the liken unto a shadow? Hey, 1 minute the shadow's there, and the next minute the shadow is gone. Okay, here it is. You can walk 2 inches, or a plane can fly overhead and take that shadow away. 1 minute is there, 1 minute is gone. All right, the sun can move, it can shift, whatever the case may be. All right, but this is just a parable to get you to understand, hey, what the wicked have. All right, it might seem like a long time, but what is a day in the eyes of Yahweh Shem Yahushai? What is the day? Let me say this. We know that a day to the Lord is 1,000 years. All right. But what is the day of a man to the Lord? All right. What is a day of a man to the Lord? All right. It is mere seconds. All right. It is mere seconds in comparison. All right. Milliseconds, even if you want to say that. All right. That Yahweh Shem Yahushai allows these devils to do what it is that they're doing. And that doesn't exclude 2/3 of the nation of Israel. All right. Because you are John 8:44. You are after your father, the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. All right. Roughly paraphrasing scripture. Okay. So you continue in the way, and you continue in the way of that wickedness. Hey, and you have to be judged. All right. Yahweh Shem Yahushai is requiring that which is past yet again. Okay. This is going to be here. Salakia. We're going to go here Uh, and we're actually going to get this in the NLT. All right, and it's going to be verse 14. Let me pull it up right quick. All right, this is going to be the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 8 and verse 14 in the NLT, and it reads, and this is not, Salakia, and this is not all that is meaningless in our world. In this life, good people are often treated as though they were wicked, right? And we see that. And wicked people are often treated as though they were good. All right? Hey, the turning the things upside down. Now Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is going to turn it right side up. All right? Those who are as elect, as chosen of the nation of Israel, hey, soon will not have to suffer the things of this devil. All right? It is Yahweh Hashem Yahushua bringing it, hey, all the way back around. Okay? Continuing on, this is so magnificent. So Salakia, so meaningless, my eyes. So meaningless. All right? And Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is about to turn this thing once again right side up. And I'm going to read it in the KJV. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 8 and verse 14. And it reads, There is a vanity which is done upon the earth, that there be just men unto whom it happeneth, according to the works of the wicked. Again, there be wicked men, to whom it happeneth, according to the works of the righteous. I said that this also is vanity. All right, so Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is about to correct that very thing. All right, that you people out there can't believe. All right, and it's further yet to prove that Yahweh Hashem Yahushua has given this devil a time period to rule. All right, he has given him a time period. Why? For the disobedience of the children of the nation of Israel. Okay, and this is his age. All right, everything is speaking loud and clear that this devil has set himself up to be the ruler and the king of this world, because it was his blessing. All right, hey, he deviseth mischief by law. Everything belongs unto him. He has the fatness of the earth. All right, every council, every summit that he has, it is all scheme, all a convention to talk about you, Jake. All right, and to be confederate with these other nations. Matter of fact, let me just go ahead and get the scripts. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 2, and we're going to start here at verse 2, and it reads, The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, and against his anointed, saying, Let us break their bands asunder, and cast away their cords from us. All right, and this is exactly what they do when they go to their summit meetings. All right, this is what they did in times past, and this is what they continue to do now. All right, how to keep the children of the nation of Israel down, how to keep them in derision, how to keep them going off. All right, so that Yahweh Hashem Yahushai may not look upon them with pleasure. All right, but here it is, they didn't expect the divine intervention with Yahweh Hashem Yahushai for his people. All right, let's go ahead and get verse 4 right quick, and it reads, He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai shall have them in derision. They shall be, then shall he speak unto them in his wrath, and vex them with sore displeasure. All right, so Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is whooping our ass, is the easiest way to say it. All right, he's whooping our ass because we followed after the way of our oppressor. He told us in Proverbs, envy not thy oppressor and choose none of his ways. Okay, But yet we still chose it as a nation. All right. We still chose it as a nation. So therefore, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, continue to give us the whooping. And that's Proverbs 3 and 31. All right. Let's go over here right quick. This is be the book of Psalms. And it'll be Psalms chapter 7 and verse 11. And it reads, the power Yahweh Bashem Yahushai judgeth the righteous, and the power is angry with the wicked every day. All right. So don't think, you other nations, especially you, Esau, Edom, the wicked that the Bible speaks of directly. All right. You, Esau, Edom, that you will not have to answer for their atrocities. All right. That you have done unto Yahweh Shem Yahushai's name, his image, and to his people. All right. Going back to the book of Psalms, chapter 2 and verse 1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? Why do you imagine that you could get away with all the atrocities that you have committed unto Yahweh Shem Yahushai, his name, his people, his image, all right, his land, all right, his creation, all right, because you have polluted and diluted everything, all right, and Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to make you pay. You are going to answer for all the atrocities, all right. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse 3, and it reads, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones, right? And who were hidden? It was the true children of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel. They told you you're not a people. They told you that your beginning started in slavery, all right? The Atlantic slave trade, all right? That your beginning, you came from a fucking monkey, all right? Salakia. This is the lies of this devil, all right? That evolution happened and you were just 15 steps behind, all right? What this devil has done, all right? He gave you lies and you believed him. All right, because if you ever wanted to hide something from a so-called Negro, put it in a book. Latino, Native American, or Seminole Indian. You do the same thing, even though they knew a little bit more at a time. All right, they got to keep certain of their culture, certain of their heritage. All right, but nevertheless, all you had to do was put it in a book. Keep them drunk, keep them dumb, keep them blind. Okay, and this has been part of this devil's sorcery. All right. Verse 4, and it reads, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation. Right, let us cut them off from being a nation. Let us divide them. Let us put stumbling blocks in front of them. Let us do whatever it is to make sure that we stay on top and they're at the bottom. All right, keep them from their power. If we keep them from calling on the name, on the true name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and if we keep them doing evil, they will continue to be a laughing stock. They will continue to receive vexation, torment, all right, from Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Let us not give them the true name. Let us not show them who they are and who their power is, all right? They have consulted together, but now that the whole world is going to shit, all right? Now you have certain nations say, you know what? Hey, man, I think we're better off. I think we're better off going ahead and get our ass whooping and letting the children of Israel lead under their power. Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay? Continuing on. That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. And this is exactly what these devils have tried to do. All right? The name of the land of Israel and the falsified records of people, all right, are there, but the true people of the book are not there, all right? So Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is giving you indications that those are not the people and that who are his people, all right? Check it out in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, all right? And read through there. Read the whole thing, but read from verse 20 on down, all right? It'll give you indications, clear-cut indications who the people are of the book, all right? And liken them unto the children today. See who are in those conditions. Okay. Verse 5. This is book of Psalms chapter 83 and verse 5. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. Right. And all these nations are confederate against you. All right. They're confederate against who? You, Jake. All right. You so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, Seminole Indian, as well as you speckled birds whose father's line goes back. It is you who they are confederate against. It is you who they set up. All right. It is you who had to stop and frisk first. It is you who had to receive all these torments and everything so that these laws could come into play. You see it right now. You see it what they're doing with the protests. All right. They're calling you out. All right. All these other people want you involved. All right. But when Jake is not involved, they're prolonging it. Oh, damn, the scapegoat is not here. All right. So we got to find another way. That's why they're trying to rouse you up, Jake. All right. Hey, and prophecy will dictate. All right. Prophecy will dictate at all times how everything is going to play out. And you were seeing it firsthand through the will and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. All right. He is making his word plain upon tables. From Apostle Tahar, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Ramla, Apostle Rakah, the elders and the bishops on down. All right, all the way to the newest brother have been calling and preaching unto you. All right, piping unto you that you may take heed to the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So you will not have to receive that fierce anger that's coming from him. Okay? This is going to be here in the book of Lamentations. In Lamentations, I'm going to start here at Slakia. Let's just go ahead and start at let's start here. So good. So good. Slakia. Let's start here at verse let's start at verse 15. All right. And it reads, all that pass by clap their hands at clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their tail and wag their hands at thee, daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty? They joy, the joy of the whole earth. Right. So now, that they have set up confederate against us. All right. And now that they have conquered, all right, the nation of Israel through the will and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, as he said he would do, that he would set the base man up over us. All right. They're celebrating. They have been celebrating 300 plus years. All right. Have they been celebrating? All right. Keeping you in a low estate, keeping you down, devising mischief by law. All right. Continuing on, verse 16. Verse 16, and it reads, all the enemies have opened their mouth against thee. Right. All the enemies, all these nations do not care about the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, and Seminole Indian, as well as the speckled bird whose father's line goes back. All right. They have no true care for you. If they can't get anything from you, can't make $1 off of you, can't use you in any way, shape, or form, they don't care. All right. You are nothing but merchandise to them and substance to feed their family. Okay. Continuing on, they hiss and garnish their teeth. So they like suck their teeth. Like, all right. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly, this is the day that we look for. We have found, we have seen it. All right. And this is what they see. They see the people destroyed. The people destroyed. And they're really laughing right now. All right. All our women are destroyed, starting with the head tribe of Judah, all the way down to Issachar. Right. The so-called Mexicans. All right. Our women are destroyed. Our family structure is is gone. All right. You see this now that Issachar is now starting to receive and more families breaking up, so on and so forth. It made it from the head tribe all the way down to the last tribe. All right. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is making this known. All right. Now you're starting to see the southern tribe, what the southern tribe was receiving, the northern tribe is now receiving more. All right. They're receiving more. And now their families are breaking apart. And now women are starting to lose their hair more so in everything. It is in these days, in these times, all right, as we are coming to the end of our punishment, the curses are amping up and easing up at the same time. Amping up on 2/3 of Jake, but easing on Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's elect. All right. Not to say that we're scot-free, Lord willing, we be of that number. All right. But it does get somewhat easier from the curses that are upon us. All right. Verse 17, and it reads, Yahweh have done that which he have devised. He hath fulfilled his word that he had commanded in the days of old. He hath thrown down, he hath not pitied. He hath caused thy enemy to rejoice over thee. He hath set up the horn of thine adversary. Right? And so Esau, Edom, is the horn of the adversary. All right? As well as these other nations. But the chief, all right, the chief of these nations is Esau, Edom. All right? To set up over the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, and Seminole Indian, as well as the speckled bird whose father's line goes back. And how does he do that? He has done it time after time, age after age, all right, that he has been in rulership and that he has been in power. All right. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and get it right here. Salaki, I got the hiccups. All right, this is going to be here in the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, and it's going to start here at verse 10, and it reads, Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor receive the ancient gray hairs of the age. Let our strength be in the law of justice. All right. And this is exactly what this devil does. He has his strength in the law of justice. Salakia. Continuing on, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn. He is clean contrary to our doings. He upbraideth us with our offense, offending the law, and objection to our infamy, the transgression of our education. Right. So Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, lifted up our adversary against us, as we are his adversary. All right. His learning his ways is adverse to what we are designed and what we are meant to be. All right. Following after the way of our oppressor, following after the way of Esau, Edom, has only ever led us to destruction. And now Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is saying that, that which he has chosen, as he has said in Lamentation chapter 2 and verse 17, that which he has chosen for us, all right, that now it is accomplished. All right. So remember, book of 2nd Esdras chapter 6 and verse 8, and it reads, And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born, of him Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right, so Lord willing, this was an edifying, uplifting lesson. I would like to give all honor and glory and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechakodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to all the Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth with 144% sincerity, to the men, women, and children listening, learning, to the Bayesha Dabadat, to the next time Amaya Shatad, saying a Shabbat Shalom, Shalom Kwam Yasharala, Wa Abal Babal. Shalom.